Melissa. Happy Friday. I hope you all had a great week. We are going to do some paper crafting today, which we don't do a whole lot of here, especially on Facebook Live. But I have some tips and tricks for you, so I thought it would be a great time to share those with you, because I know a lot of people are like, I don't know, paper, it doesn't cut cleanly. When it's too small, it's difficult to cut. So I figured I would give you a couple tricks today. So what we are going to cut is what a style of design that's becoming increasingly popular. They are the 3D layered designs. Now, you can do this a couple of different ways. The design that I have, I'm going to show you real quick. The design that I am using is this layered owl. Let's see if I can pull it up for you. And, okay, so it's this layered owl, and I threw the link up there for you. One thing that you can do with these is put foam dots in between them, or what we are going to do, that gives it extra dimension, obviously, because through all the layers. So here's just an example. I pre-cut a couple of the pieces, but don't worry, there's more to cut. We are going to lay them flat on top of each other, but still get that layered look. The other thing is the back layer is the base, is the owl. And what I did is I brought it into Silhouette Studio, and using the replicate tool, I replicated above and then pulled it slightly together and welded them so that I could use this as a card. Okay, so that's how I got this. But just so you know, all of the shapes, like I said, they're all these 3D shapes. It's a whole series of them that come together, and this one has 5, and we are going to put them all together. I still have 2 more to cut here. So that's what we are going to do, and then I'm going to show you how to get them all together, all right? Okay, so the great thing about this is even though I had 5 different colors, I was able to cut all of them at the same time. I did save 2 so that we would have some things to cut here, but I didn't want it to take too long. So I did pre-cut some of them. Now let me just make sure that my Bluetooth is going to connect here. Sometimes when it goes off, you just have to re-click it and it'll find it again. Now, seriously, this is why I don't understand it. It works fine beforehand. I literally spend like a half an hour or longer getting this all set up, and now it doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, Bluetooth. Unavailable. Bluetooth. Earth to Bluetooth. Okay, now it says ready. Okay. All right, so we're gonna load this in here. I do want to make sure that my mat, I'm gonna pull this over. Okay, that's just so it catches my mat. And this is the hardest part for me. I swear I need like 3 hands. Okay, make sure it loads in there evenly, okay? Now, I used a long mat because I was cutting all of them at the same time, but I'm actually going to just cut these 2, and I want to make sure that my mat has a little bit of support, okay? All right, so this is going to cut, I'll pull you a little bit closer so that you can see. I left the most intricate part for it to cut. The yellow piece. This is what the yellow piece looks like, and I left it. This was one of my tests. But it's super small, but I wanted you guys to be able to see it actually cutting. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. And then we are going to use a Xyron machine. If you are not familiar with the Xyron, what the Xyron does is it puts adhesive. It basically turns anything into a sticker. So we're gonna put adhesive on the back layer of all of these, and then we'll be able to put it together. Okay, all together. So you can see down here. Well, maybe you can't see down here. The very bottom. Was where I cut my green piece. Okay. All right. So tips for cutting paper. I always use the textured cardstock setting. No matter if it's textured or not. This is not really textured. This is just not textured. But I always use that. This is the, it's called, what is it called? It's American Crafts cardstock, which I really like because it cuts consistently, and it comes in a ton of different colors. You can get the stacks, all different. You don't even have to think about colors that go together. I literally just pulled 5 colors from one stack and was like, okay, these coordinate. And then the other thing that I do, especially for something like this where there's so many layers, in Silhouette Studio, I fill each color, I fill each part of the design with a similar color that it's going to cut on paper, so I know where to position my pieces. So in Silhouette Studio, this piece of the design that it's cutting is filled with a yellow. This one over here is filled with red. Now maybe you're cutting it on something else, it doesn't have to, but it just to give you an indication of where to put your material, okay? Okay, I see lots of you saying you like my shirt. Thank you. From Delaware, as you know. We now live in California, but everyone in my house, well, half of the people in my house, my husband and my son, are super excited that sports are back on TV. Apparently, this is a game changer, no pun intended. We watched baseball that we didn't care about last night because it was on. We've watched German soccer with no audience. Did you guys see the Dodgers game last night? Anybody see the Dodgers game? They like have fake cardboard people there in the stands, in the seats. It's very bizarre. Apparently they are selling those like that, a couple $100. I guess that's how they're making money instead of tickets. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was very bizarre and I wondered if they made them with their silhouette. Okay, anyway, this is now cut. Before I take this out, I'm going to make sure that it's cut through. Whoops, you can't see. Okay, yes, it has cut through, so we're going to take this out and say a little prayer that it has cut cleanly. Okay, move everything out of my way here so that I have some room to work. And I'll grab my little tools. And, okay, so what can you see what I'm doing? Okay, so this is one of my layers. And I am just going to use my scraper to help pull it up so that I don't risk ripping it. This one I'm not so worried about because it's pretty substantial. Got a little piece there that needs to come out. Just poke it in it. Okay, so that came out. That will go on here. Okay, this is the order of the layers. Now, this yellow one is the tricky guy. It is so thin. Like I said, I did one, and usually if I had been not so brave today, I would have pre-cut this one and said, see how easy it cuts? But I really wanted you to see. Okay, now I am pulling up this, oh gosh, this thing is so, you got to take your time because it is, wait till you see how thin this is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually pop out, I'm going to try, use my tools slowly, go around. Now, the way this was designed, and this design's on So Fancy, I threw the link up there. You can buy it individually or you can buy it within the craft bundle, which the craft bundle is all new designs on So Fancy. We just moved our new website and we have about a whole, well, about, I don't know how many, 75, 100 so far new vendors, and so tons of new designs that have been added. Okay, so as I'm gonna pull these pieces out slowly, okay, and if there's little areas that aren't completely cut through, just be careful. This piece is so thin, you guys can't even really appreciate how thin this is. I want you to just see how narrow. Once I get it all up off the mat, and again, I don't want to pull because I don't want to have to recut this because it cut nicely. It's just lots of little pieces. Okay. Okay. It's like you want a mat that's not too sticky, but it needs to be sticky enough, right? Okay. Just very carefully pull this up off of my cutting mat here. Okay, yay. Oh, okay, that we don't need that piece. Okay, so now I have little pieces still stuck in there. So I'm just gonna delicately remove them. Don't pull. Okay, now these guys need to be popped out. I'm not gonna work, I don't wanna work on my mat because it's sticking back down to it, okay? Just using a sharp tool. This is the trickiest piece because it's the very top layer and it's so thin, and paper, not too forgiving, right? Okay. I'm sweating. I don't have a helper today. Okay. Okay, 2 more little pieces. We got to get out of there. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do for this is actually try to almost, it's cut, it's just, there's a snag and it's just so thin. Shoot, I cut a little piece. Okay, and then I've got this here that needs to come out. And I have one little part that broke, but. Okay, so you see how thin this is? This is so delicate, so delicate, okay? All right, now, we are going to put this all together. This is how this is going to go, if all goes as planned. Do things go as planned for you? Has 2020 gone as planned for you? Okay, so it's gonna go like this, and like I said, I made it into a card by duplicating the bottom, by mirroring the bottom above, and then I pulled them together, the 2 pieces together a little bit in Silhouette Studio and welded, and then I just put a perforated line so that I could fold it, and this would be a card, okay? So that's how I have it. The design comes, you know, just as a flat design, but you can easily convert it by doing that. Okay, so now comes the little part that makes me nervous. Oh, shh, not you. Okay, so this is my Xyron. I threw a link up there for this as well. So what we want to do is we actually want to start with the very topmost layer. So we're gonna put, it's gonna put adhesive on the back, and I'm gonna then lay it on top of this. And then I'm gonna put this whole thing through, and it's gonna put it on the back. And then I'm gonna put it on top, and so we're gonna do that like a sandwich, okay? If this yellow one works, we should be in good shape. Okay, go slow. Now watch what happens. This is a no power, no battery type of thing. You just crank it, and it goes through, and it puts adhesive on the back, okay? It's not really gonna be too easy to use glue or a glue stick like this with this thin design. Maybe for parts of maybe for other parts of this design, but not this one. So now you peel this top layer off, okay? Oh boy, gotta do this again now. Now I'm basically going to try to roll this off as much as I can. And now the sticky is on the back, okay? And so what I'm gonna do, well, actually I have an idea. What if we put this down and I kind of stick it as I go to help it so it's not quite so fragile. Let's see if this works. I didn't do that. I didn't try this before, so I don't really know if this is gonna work. Okay, I'm just rolling it. Rolling. Okay. So next week, I want you guys to be on the lookout. I have another survey. You know I like my surveys. I have another survey coming out about some information that you will probably be thankful I'm asking. Essentially, as you know, I hope by now, the 20-inch Silhouette CAMEO for Pro will be coming out later this year, finally. And I want to know what you plan to be doing with that. Are you cutting paper on a big machine? Are you cutting heat transfer vinyl? Are you cutting I said that. Are you cutting stencils? What exactly are you cutting? And so that's what I want to know. So that'll be out on the blog on Monday, and it'll be in your email if you get our emails on Tuesday, okay? Whew, okay, we did it. So that's one layer. Now, I'm going to put this whole thing back through because I need adhesive on the back so I can put it on the next layer, okay? So we got to do this for every layer. That layer was the hardest though because it's so thin. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh shoot. Okay, well, let's see if we can fix it. So thin and it messed it up. All right, okay. Okay, we got this. I can't get the top layer. See what happened? I'm gonna try to fix that. Oh boy. See, you wanna know why a lot of other crafters don't do live videos? This is why. It's easy to edit a video or show it in a written tutorial, right? But it's not always easy to do it live because sometimes we're like you. Okay. But I actually think that that's when you learn the most, right? When things that happen to me are what happened to you, right? Unedited, live, TV. Okay, not TV, Facebook Live. All right, so we're pulling this piece off now. Now the back of this whole thing has adhesive on it. It only is supposed to put adhesive on the solid pieces. So like where we have the cutouts, it really shouldn't be putting adhesive, okay? So I got that. All right, sorry. Okay, yes, someone's saying spray glue. That is an option as well, for sure. Okay. But I like a challenge and I love my Xyron. Okay. All right, so now we got this. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting messages. Okay, now I'm gonna do this one more time. Let's make sure this thing's all down. Okay, hold on. Okay. I gotta do this 4 times. You must really love your friend that you're making this card for, right? Isn't it great? You spend all this time doing stuff and you give it to people and they're like, oh, that's nice. And they like have no idea. Hence why you don't, if you're selling stuff, you stick to your prices, okay? Make sure you adjust for your time, charge for your time, because people have no clue. Yes, that machine cut that for you, but you had to design that. You had to know how to do that, okay? All right, now this piece has adhesive on it, and we will stick it right on here. Actually, there's a little bit of glue here. Okay. Again, you can make these layered paper projects with like a foam thing in between, but this one was way too small to do that, and I wanted to make it a card. So that's why I did this. Okay, now our last pass through, do this one more time. I'm gonna put adhesive on the back of that whole thing, and then we're gonna put it on the front of our card. Okay, and again, if you're wondering where this design came from, I threw the link up top. It's part of the all new craft bundle on So Fancy, and the Xyron I also threw a link up to. Someone's probably asking about the paper. I can give you a link to that as well. This piece is now much more substantial and easy to work on. Let's see. I'm just getting that extra glue. Okay, so now gonna put that right on there. Okay, a little spot here I need to clean up. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see all those different layers. All right, but how cute is that? I thought it would be cute as a card because I'm not sure what I would do with it just as a piece of paper unless you were using it as like an embellishment or something like that, that you put on, I don't know, wherever you would put it, on a scrapbook. Also, I should show you from the back, because I made it a card, so it has a front back, this little piece is sticking up because the blue outline offset was originally sticking up, but in order for it to weld together, it loses a little bit, okay? So that's that. I think it's super cute. Someone's asking, and you can remove the, if there's any little bits of glue. Someone's asking what this is. This is called a Xyron. It's literally, they come in different sizes. I have another one up there, that, see that green thing up there? That's another one. That's a 9-inch Xyron. This one is, I love this one because it's so little and easy. This is a 5-inch Xyron, and it actually is on sale right now. You can grab it. You can grab it on Amazon. I threw the link up. You do need to, at some point, you'll need to replace this part in the middle. This is the adhesive roll. Oh boy. But I have only had to replace it one time in that one, and I've never had to do it in there, okay? All right, so that's that. So yes, you can, there's all different things that you can do with these layered designs, but they're becoming very popular, and I love that you can make coordinating colors with it. And just be careful, because if you have that very front piece, you saw just how thin that was. I don't even know where, but fortunately we saved it. All right, and you can basically, if depending on the size, like you could use scraps and stuff like that for that. Okay. All right, you guys, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Show me what you're crafting this weekend, of course, on our Saturday share, which will be up tomorrow. All right, I'll see you soon.